Congratulations on purchasing the slip system. You are now on track to updating your windows into valuable energy-efficient windows. In this install video, we will guide you through the steps, tips, and tricks to installing slips on 3 main window types: fixed windows, operating casements, and double-hung windows. Make certain the face of the sash where the slip is to be placed is flat, level, and free of any debris. Cover and/or seal any cracks or holes that may allow for air or water leakage. If you are installing on a fixed window, prep the sash in the opening. If the sash is a problem, you may wait to prep the sash in later steps after the sash is out of the opening. It is recommended you clean the original glass, touch up any putty glazing, and also do any painting you have before installing the slip. Ensure that the putty, glass, and paint is dry before installing the slip to avoid unwanted moisture between the sash and slip. Determining the condition of existing weather stripping is important in deciding to use our provided weather stripping. If your sash contains quality weather stripping and there is no daylight or air intrusion when the window is closed, you may not need to install the weather stripping provided. If there is no weather stripping present, or you see daylight or notice air intrusion, our weather stripping is strongly encouraged to maximize the insulating power of our slip system. Installing a slip on a fixed casement sash is simple. Align the slip with the exterior daylight portion of the sash and secure the hardware provided. Installing a slip on an operating casement is similar to installation on fixed casements. However, if additional weather stripping is necessary, a few more steps are needed. The most important step in preparing your sash for weather stripping is to carefully determine how much wood to plane off the sash to create an even 1/8 inch gap between the sash and jamb on both sides. This 1/8 inch gap is where the weather stripping will be blocking air intrusion. Keep in mind that the sash and/or jamb may be out of square, and you will need to adjust the amount of material you remove on different sides to achieve a consistent 1/8 inch gap between the sash and the window frame. Once you have determined how to achieve a consistent 1/8 inch gap and have marked the sash accordingly, remove the sash from the opening and use a planer to remove the sash material according to your marks. Next, use your hand router and 1/16 inch kerfing blade to create a kerf around the entire exterior side perimeter of the sash, approximately 1/4 inch from the exterior side of the sash. Now install the provided bulb weather stripping by inserting the flat end into the kerf. For best results, we recommend cutting the joining corners of the weather stripping at 45-degree angles to create 90-degree corners and a continuous weather-tight barrier around the sash. Once the weather stripping has been installed, reinstall the sash and test for daylight and/or air intrusion. You may need to make adjustments, so check your work throughout the entire process. Double-hung and/or single-hung slip system install. To install the single or double-hung slip system, there are 14 required steps. There are different variations to these steps, and watching the slip system install video a few times can give you insight, techniques, and the know-how for a successful install. Cut the paint lines and remove the sash stop to remove the bottom sash. Be careful when prying out the sash stop so it does not break. Once out, remove any nails in the window frame or sash stop. If you are only installing hidden balances on the bottom sash and leaving the top sash fixed, you only need to remove one of the sash stops in order to remove the bottom sash. If there are ropes attached to the bottom sash, you will need to remove them. Ropes will either need to be unscrewed or pried out of the sash. Once removed, cut the ropes and allow the remainder to lower into the weight pocket cavity. Lower the weight slowly so as not to cause damage. Ropes and weights can easily be removed from the weight pocket. However, this is not necessary. Note: if operation is desired for the bottom sash only, removal of the upper sash as well as the parting bead is not necessary. Simply screw through the bottom of the sash at an angle into the jamb to secure shut. Caulking around the perimeter on the exterior of the upper sash will provide additional weatherproofing. This next step is only necessary if the top sash will be operable. Remove the parting bead to remove the top sash. This step may be made easier by either getting top sash unstuck and into the fully open position or cutting the parting bead in half at the check rail. Make sure there is no excess paint on the stop, sash interior, and exterior. These surfaces should be smooth. Next, we will be routing a channel to install the hidden balances. The first sash is always the most difficult and easiest to make a mistake. A sample 2x4 makes for good practice to route the right channel. Route a 5/8 inch wide and 3/4 inch deep channel on both sash rails from mortise and tenon joint to mortise and tenon joint. This channel is where the hidden balances will be installed. Next, you'll be kerfing all 4 sides of operational sash with your 1/16 inch kerfing blade. You'll be kerfing small channels for weather stripping on the exterior side of the sash. The left and the right side of the sash will be kerfed for vinyl weather stripping. The bottom and the check rail will be kerfed for bulb weather stripping. The kerfs need to be 3/8 inch from the edge of the sash and approximately 1/4 inch deep. The bottom of the top sash will not need to be kerfed. The left and right sides will be kerfed for vinyl weather stripping. Kerf the bottom shaft check rail. Kerf the underside of the bottom sash where the sash meets the sill. The top of the sash will be kerfed for bulb weather stripping. The bottom of the top sash will not need to be kerfed because it will share weather stripping that the bottom has. Note: do not kerf channel too close to the edge of the sash or the channel may not be strong enough to hold weather stripping. Install the balances and weather stripping. Balances are installed with the round disc facing the bottom of both the upper and lower sash. The weather stripping is to be pushed in and secured. The fuzzy tabs are good to use to help stop unwanted side-to-side movement. These tabs also help the window operate smoother as well. If room is available to put the fuzzy tabs on the sash, it is recommended. Clean the sash glass and slip glass well. Secure the slip to the sash. Apply and fasten the slip to the exterior of the top and bottom sash, making sure to level and center the slip and align the daylight glass of the slip to the outside edge of the putty line. Install the stainless steel screws in the pre-drilled holes to fasten and/or secure to the sash. Next, we will be attaching the balance discs to the jamb. We will be drilling a small 1-inch hole where to insert and secure the disc. First, we will need to measure and mark where to drill. Set the sash in the opening to make your marks on where to drill. You may also measure the height of the sashes to make your marks. Marks should be put approximately 3 inches above check rail for top sash if operating, and approximately 3 inches below check rail for bottom sash in the center of each sash's respectable operating plane. This next step is only if the top sash is operable. Set the top sash in the opening. Pull the hidden balance disc out from the balance to create some slack. Drill and fasten the hidden balance disc at the end of the cord on the balance into the hole in the window jamb. Do this for both sides of the top sash. Once secure, push the top sash up into a closed position. Carefully reinstall the parting bead. Check top sash operation. If sash is difficult to operate, check out the troubleshooting tips. Set the bottom sash into the opening. Pull the hidden balance disc out from the balance to create some slack. Drill and fasten the hidden balance disc at the end of the cord on the balance into the hole in the window jamb. Do this for both sides of the bottom sash. Once secure, push the sash into a closed position. Reinstall sash stops by nailing them into place. First, temp them in place to check proper sash stop alignment by testing sash operation. If the bottom sash has excess play, sash stops should be pressed tighter against sash and secured. If bottom sash is too difficult to operate, sash stops may be pressed too close and further adjustment is necessary. We recommend using silicone spray after install on double hungs to get the sash gliding smoothly up and down while the sash settle with the extra weight, new operation method, and weather stripping. The most common challenge installers face with the slip system is condensation between the original glass and the slip. If this occurs, either one or more of the slip fastening screws is too tight, pinching off the air vents, or the glass cleaner and/or putty and/or paint is not yet dry, and the condensation will soon fade away. If condensation appears, check the screw, especially near the air vents, to make sure they are not too tight. Slips may fog and sweat for up to about 1 week. This is due to moisture and chemicals from the cleaning solution. Allow the solution to dry and clear up before taking measures for repair. When kerfing for weather stripping, make sure you have enough sash material on the exterior side of the kerf to ensure the weather stripping has a snug fit. If you kerf too loosely, the weather stripping will not be fastened. We would recommend using wood filler to fill the kerf. Sand down to make even with the sash, and try again. Trimming the parting bead isn't needed very often. Only if the area is too tight between the stop and parting bead for sash to operate. Trimming the parting bead is done with a table saw. A power planer will also work. Planing the check rail is another troubleshooting technique if the slip rubs when operating up and down. If this happens, a hand planer or power planer can be used for troubleshooting by planing either the top or bottom sash check rail. If the top sash is to be fixed and not taken out of the opening, plane the bottom sash check rail. If both sash are taken out, plane the top sash. This check rail is visible when the sash are operating. The planing will clear up the appearance. When hooking the balance disc to the jamb, ensure the nylon balance rope stays in the pulley channel in the center of the white pulley wheels. The rope may from time to time get stuck between pulley wheel and the body of the balance. In this case, the balance spring will need to be unhooked to relieve pressure on the rope. Screw the hidden balance to a secure surface so you are able to safely and securely unhook. Then the rope can be safely removed. Also, make sure the balance is securely fastened to the sash with the included screws to ensure the balance does not pull itself out of the channel. If the gap is too big when fastening the bottom slip, you can caulk a clear bead on the top of the bottom sash slip, the side with no metal extrusion. A 1/16" gap is an acceptable gap. Any larger may let in bugs. Run a bead of caulking to join the glass and sash.